Yo!
Hey, we're here. We're queer. You might be drunk. Sorry, a little semen. No sleep last night.
Why not?
I don't know. You know what I think it is? I was just laying in bed, 6 a.m., looking at the sunrise. I watched the garbage men come by. I waved at them.
You don't have any fucking blinds.
Well, it's that, but I couldn't fall asleep at 2 either, or 3, or 4. I have a theory. Because, A, I ran out of sleeping pills.
There's a theory that sunlight keeps you up when you're trying to sleep?
Well, I couldn't sleep at midnight at 1 a.m. It was dark then.
Yeah.
But my theory is I got a new house. I got a baby on the way. I've been on the road.
Love the house, by the way.
Thank
Incredible.
you. Writing jokes, traveling, podcasts. All I do is listen to podcasts and watch YouTube. So I never had a moment to think. And I think last night my brain was like, we got you. We're going to think right now. Like you're gonna spiral for 7 hours.
It's funny that you block out your thoughts with you're blocking your thoughts out with other people's thoughts.
Oh, you completely.
Yeah, but usually like I would do something even more escapist, like a movie or something. But like, I can't do pods too, unless it's certain pods. But
well, I go all over the road. But to me, it's just you block out your bad thoughts. Like you're walking around the subway. You don't want to just have nothing going. I like to have a stimulation of some kind.
Something's good.
Yeah, I feel calmer with noise.
Yeah, so you're not sleep. Is the wife sleeping?
She's out like a light.
That's even more annoying.
I know,
because you want to like flick her ear and she wakes and you're like, oh, you're up too. You just want to do. You don't want to be alone. I know those moments.
Yeah. Well, what about
the last one to sleep always too?
Yeah, you kind of do feel like the man of the house. You're like, I'm protecting, I'm watching. Every crack and creak, you're like, what was that? I'll go kill him. But it does suck. I mean, you wake up and you're like, ah. But you got no sleep either?
No sleep. Watched a movie that I was telling you about it. This weird British movie, The Cook, the Thief, his wife and her lover. I'm just scrolling on Amazon and they got this movie and I'm like, oh, this looks weird. Never heard of it. Tim Roth, Michael Gambon and Helen Mirren. I look it up. It's got crazy good reviews.
Wow.
It was NC-17.
Whoa.
They threatened it with a rated X.
Whoa.
Because it's crazy sexual.
Yeah.
It's weird as fuck. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, look at these colors.
It's like
shit.
Kubrick almost.
Yeah, it's dark as... It's crazy because there's like literally Helen Mirren's bush in every other scene. And all you think about is the violence.
Whoa.
So anyone who complains about the nudity is like a psycho. But it does open on a scene where I'm like, yeah, I'm shocked. Yeah, I mean, look at it. This guy's a piece of shit in it.
Whoa, yeah, man.
It's pretty dark.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. And it opens with,
Jesus.
They're torturing a guy, dick out, covering him in shit. And you're like, so I guess this is the bad guy who's torturing him,
Whoa.
Yeah, like look at this stuff. But it looks cool as hell. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean... I guess in America, this is so classic America. It's they were like, "Fuck this! It's pornographic." And then in England, they were like, "This is a social satire." They were mad because it was like making fun of Thatcher.
Oh, interesting.
They thought it was mocking the government.
Wow.
So I guess it's layered and weird. It's look. There's parts that aren't exactly for me, but pretty crazy.
I'm in. I mean, it looks cool.
I can't call it a wreck because some of you might be like, Sam, you're a sick fuck. First Speak No Evil, the Dutch version of this.
Yeah.
But I hear you. But
well, you're becoming like Epstein with movies. You like have to keep upping it because you watch so many movies that you're like, you got to speedball it now. You can't just have weed or coke anymore. You got to do heroin and crank.
Well, this is a 14-year-old. This is some dicey stuff. Yeah. No, this is pretty wild.
Her tits are underrated, by the way.
Oh, she looks great. It's also weird because you see like a nude Helen Mirren and you're like, oh, that's just like a naked woman.
Yes.
But now it's like every part of the like, Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah, tattoos.
Fake tits, yeah.
Six pack.
She just looks good naked.
Pull her up.
Big bush too. Like holy shit. That's how you can date a movie right there.
Yeah.
Like late 80s.
That's true.
Now it's like,
oh, that is a woman. I like a woman. Give me a curvy whore any day. Whoa, man, that's full gash. That's a hatchet wound right there.
She hung gash in a lot of movies. I mean,
and she aged well too.
Yeah.
She almost got better looking in age.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that we're praising her being a natural beauty. She must have done some shit, but...
Probably,
but she looks great.
Great.
It looks more natural.
Whoa, she's blowing a guy in Caligula? I gotta watch that.
Damn, Sam.
Jeez.
Patreon.
Louise.
Bring back the Patreon. We just watch nude shit.
Look at her in the lake. My word.
Yeah.
Great bod, curvy. This is what men want. I had at the baby shower. Thanks for coming.
That was fun.
Thank you.
Thank God I got a comedy corner.
Oh, you got
There's a lot of family corners, and I was like, I got List, I got Broussard, I got
That's
who
why
else was in my corner?
Ruby, Sarah Tolomaj.
Thank God, yeah.
That's why I chase those kids around. That's my out. I'm like, I don't want to talk
you doing that. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
I don't want to talk to my uncle. I'd rather at least this is easy. Like it's there's no mental work.
You were like playing soccer and tackling kids. I was like, what the fuck is Mark doing? And I was like, oh, I put it together.
Yeah,
I realized you didn't want to talk to people.
Yes, that's exactly right.
But part of me was like, he's going to be a good dad.
Yeah, well,
kids.
I like to roughhouse and all that. But wait, what was my point? I had a point. So I heard a bunch of girls at the party. There was a bunch of female maze people all hanging out, and they were talking about blowjobs, and I got an ear in.
Yeah.
And one girl was like, you got to do the swirl. The swirl is big. And then the other girl was like, what you got to do is tease around the ball. And I'm like, you cunts don't know shit. You don't. You're talking about what women want. Women want the tease, the going slow, then speed up. We just want the action. We want the meat. I feel like women think all this movement is cool, like up and down the shaft with the corn on the cob. Just blow me.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it. I know it's not romantic, but it's like
tongue in the ass ain't too shabby either.
No. But that's.
But then they come up with a kiss afterwards. And you're like, damn it, I deserve this. I got what I wanted, and this is what I did.
Oh yeah, the old Brooklyn smile, or whatever they call it. The
Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pubes.
Pepe Le Pubes.
That's not bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is funny to overhear them because you're like, yeah, you know just as little as we do.
Yeah, it's
the
like
swirl.
Yeah,
the fuck's a swirl? I mean, maybe I'm sure it feels good, but it's not like.
Yes.
Guess what? If you're, although, have you ever gotten a really bad blowjob?
Yes.
It's shocking. It's like you got your mouth on my dick, and this is bad.
Oh, good point.
How are you fucking bad at that?
That's true. And then sometimes they'll chomp on it a little to be playful. I'm like, nah, don't play. This is work. This is a blow job. You're at work. You gotta put the
braces. But no, it's I know what you mean, dude. Like the bad blowjob is it is a shocker.
Yeah. Well, all this extra stuff, it's like, girls like, you put an ice cube in the mouth. You're like, no, what? Come on.
Yeah, that's what the dick responds to: freezing cold temperature.
Yes, exactly. And enough. It ain't broke.
Yeah.
Don't try to fix it with an ice cube or a tongue ring or whatever. Just stick to the fundamentals, like a white basketball player in the 50s. No 360 dunk. Don't try to alley-oop or anything.
I was with you until it said white basketball in the 50s. That wasn't exactly peak basketball.
Well, I'm just talking. It's
that's all it
shit.
takes.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. Give us the lob,
underhand.
the under. Yeah. Put it in the hole,
dude. I love. I love like when you get a bad one, you're like, how is this fucking possible?
I know, it's crazy,
but it's happened. But then sometimes you get someone who's so good that you're just like, where the fuck have you been studying?
I know.
Like, where did you pick up this level? I mean, sometimes you want to assume it's just a gift.
Yes,
but you're like 247. He's done it that many times. Something crazy.
Yeah, college was she went to 3 different colleges, met a few NFL teams. Who knows? Hey, wow. Burps are in sync.
In sync.
Good band. Speaking of, how about that One Direction guy?
Oof.
That guy really went One Direction. Yeah.
We're bad. Well, we're really in sync this episode.
He was in that movie Gravity.
Yo!
Hey!
How's it going?
What's shaking?
Well, we met, but not really met.
It's been peripheral.
Yeah.
Yes. Sit down. We got you right here.
Yeah. This is Winnie.
Blind?
Yes.
One eye, I think.
She's pretty blind.
So sweet. My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Like a support,
Do you want coffee, alcohol? We get whatever you want. Let us know.
I think it's from South Central, right? It was
Winnie?
like a street dog.
He's a street dog from probably not a good part of L.A.
Classic South Central.
Yeah.
Does it blinds everybody.
Oh, it's those dog fights, They get you.
That shit's real.
Yeah, man.
Hey, look at this.
You must be a champ.
It's like seeing your teacher at the mall. You in the daylight.
I know, right?
Is this
just
crazy? Like, do you have the week off and then you're back on next week?
Teacher at the mall.
Well, I try to get a hold of Michael Chay, and he doesn't wake up till 5.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. No, I got kids, so I'm always.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
So you're off this week, but you're back on next week, or what?
Yes. Yeah. We just did a 4 in a row run, and those are always kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Like that 4th show is really taxing.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good run, man. I mean, I'm complaining about 4 shows when the 4th show was Michael fucking Keaton. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was the best. So, it's all good. A little bit of tiredness never hurt nobody.
You see him and you're like, this dude's got comedy chops too.
Yeah, man. He started as a stand-up.
Yeah.
That dude
right.
was incredible.
He's in Beetlejuice.
Michael Douglas, I should say.
Yeah. He's in Beetlejuice for 12 minutes. That's how good he is. He steals it, if you really count the runtime.
I love that. It's like when you count up the actual amount of football that's played.
Right. I think that's 19.
Yeah, it's like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's a beast,
Yeah,
and he's still got it.
100, and still wants to give it. Like, that's one of my favorites, Easter Candy, when he's just doing, like, quirky-ass characters.
Yeah, he did like Night Shift back in the day. He did like all those
yeah.
80s comedies too.
He's so damn good. He's the actor's actor. Like, he really wants to, like, find it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Support it, you know what I mean? Service it. He's just a good dude.
And him, he's my mom's, like, number one.
Really?
I got to put a towel down. Batman comes
All
on.
right.
Oh, my
Mike
God.
Keats.
Oh, she has an interesting take. Him, Jeff Goldblum.
Goldblum is like
Big
kind of a
Keats.
sex symbol though.
Yeah, Goldblum's like 6'9". That does it for everybody. Yeah,
Exactly.
he's super tall. And he plays the piano, jazz piano.
Oh, yeah, the Semitic
Come on.
good looks. Come on, look
Doesn't
at that.
age. What is that? Grecian? What are those genes?
He's got to be Israeli.
Like Croatian? Is that Israeli?
I
Yeah.
assume.
Is he? No way.
It's gotta be Israeli. That makes so much
Jew in
sense.
show business?
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
come
pretty
on.
sure it's
Look
Israeli.
at that mug. I mean, that's what Gaza's after. With that face right there. That's propaganda.
What? Who has been? Oh, dude, California Split. That's right. He pops up in like every '70s movie.
Oh, yeah.
Who's been like a surprise great host?
Russian and Austrian.
Because Bargassi crushed both times. I thought.
He's just,
Oh, yeah.
he nails what he does.
Yeah.
He really does. And he's such a nice guy, too. So,
That cooking one you
It's
did with him
fun.
was so good.
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah. That shit is like, I don't know, man. Between that and George Washington is like everybody's favorite.
Yes.
But my personal favorite was the water slide shit. That was
Oh, yeah.
incredible. But yeah, when he won the soul food shit, like, yeah, he does fish out of water very well. Like,
Yes.
apologetic, like it shouldn't be me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll take it. I think my favorite was them giving him the like Howard University jacket.
Yeah.
He's like, please take that off.
Pull it up.
That made me laugh a lot. But yeah, those fucking George Washington sketches are just incredible. Shout out to Mikey and Streeter.
Yeah.
They're just such a solid like writing team. And shout out to Mikey Day, man. Like he's such the people's champ as far as cast members that write.
Oh,
that
really?
Service other cast members. Yeah, he like writes for the ensemble very well.
I didn't know he wrote Streeter. I remember him doing the stand-up days. Killer writer.
Yeah, he's a solid.
I did Mikey Days is a cake show, and I was like, I don't think they aired any jokes. I know that was a family show, and he was like, hey, you gotta stop. He was
Yeah.
awesome though.
Yeah,
And he was
pull that back. Yeah, Mikey's one of the sweetest dudes in the world, man. And like been on the track for a long time, like Wildin' Out season 1.
What?
But also like
I didn't know.
Groundlings and shit like that. So he's just had a long run at it and
Good
is
for
now
him.
getting shine.
Nick Cannon low key behind like a lot of
that shit,
blowing
man.
up.
That
Nick
right?
Cannon, the guru, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Pete Davidson.
Shout out
Oh,
to him.
yeah.
Wasn't Pete?
Yeah, man.
He discovered Pete.
Fucking Taryn. Taryn was
Oh,
on Wildin' Out. Yeah.
What?
He went from Nick Cannon to Hamilton.
Yeah, no.
Holy, not the
That is
traditional
that's
route.
an arc. That's what you call arcing.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. You've been on it for so long. Were you there when like who was like considered the worst host? Wasn't Paris Hilton trash for it?
She had a tough time.
Yeah.
She had a tough week. I don't think she does comedy, or maybe she wasn't like getting a lot of the jokes, or like why people thought it was funny. Like maybe it was to her like more taking shots as opposed to like, no, everybody just gets jabbed at a little bit type thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but she's still a friend of the show. Like she came to the 40th and shit, and was like partying with Jay-Z and Beyonce behind us, kind of whatever at their table. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Those nights are crazy. Like Prince is on stage with Dan Aykroyd.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then behind me is like Jay-Z, Beyonce, and like Paris Hilton, like chatting type
Damn.
shit.
Are you used to it
Shit
at this
is
point?
wild. I don't think you ever get used to it because Goldblum was in the building that night too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like that kind of shit is like, yo, I'm not second generational enough to ever get used to a lot of somewhat heroes of yours.
Sure.
And all being in the same vicinity like that, like it's nothing.
Yeah, that's nice to hear because I feel like a lot of people get jaded over the years. You're there, 21 years now?
Yeah, this is 22.
22?
Shit is crazy. I love it. I love famous or talented people, especially a talented famous person. Like that shit is incredible to bump up against, and I'm one of the worst.
Come on.
I will tell them like, yo, I gotta tell you, like, we let the same thing that some people do to me. Like, I love you so much, like you don't even know, blah 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 blah, and hold them up from where they're trying to go, so I can get the rest of my sentence out and all that shit.
Yeah. Damn, that's awesome.
I met you when I was like handing out flyers once on the
Where?
street in Times Square. It must have been like 18 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And you were one of the only people to stop and be nice to me.
See there? Thank you, man.
And I was like, that's a good. I think I was like, comedy show tonight, and I was like, you should come by. And you were like, maybe I will. You didn't come, but just you stopping and giving me that was
I
like,
remember those though, like
walking,
because you don't walk through Times Square that much unless you really are from out of town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I remember walking past that comedy club like twice, and there was always like some like poor soul that has got to like drum up business in that insanely busy environment.
Yep.
It's like, oh, by the way, you know what I mean?
Right.
You got all these
But that's
distractions.
actually better than like when you'd have to do it in a non-busy section.
Oh,
Well, that's
true.
good.
You just want the distraction of a lot of people as opposed to just like another block of person block
Yeah.
away. Just
I'm gonna
sad as
get
hell.
this guy. I see him coming.
Yeah, I did it for years, and you get why people start lying because you get so desperate. You're like, David Letterman's coming, Greg Giraldo,
Why
Patrice
not?
O'Neill. You start saying Richard Pryor's going to be there.
Tina Fey, they're like, she doesn't do stand-up.
Right,
I'm trying
right.
anything here.
And
Yeah,
foot
food.
traffic wise, it would always like get a good like audience for the show. Like just net fishing
Good
like
enough.
that, basically.
Yeah, it was like you got the job done. Like I didn't realize until I saw you. I was like, oh shit, that's a comedian. I knew you were a comedian at the time. But I want to try to bark a comedian in.
Right.
Right.
But by the time I saw, it, I was like, ah, shit.
Might as well stay committed to it.
You're like, Keenan's fuck.
Oh shit.
I saw Alec Baldwin's back on the show now, which is like
He came back. That was a cool revisit. You know, he's always been close to the show. Like I think he's hosted it the most, probably. Especially like he was a damn near cast member for 4 years. You know, like
Yeah.
he's a real one, and just caught a bad hand. That whole shit situation was crazy. So to see him return, and like that, just the power of the show. Like the power of the show, like reflecting society like that always offers an opportunity for someone to play someone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
So like,
Jim Gaffigan slides in as
yeah,
Walls.
Gaffigan sliding in. Dana Carvey's just back.
Yeah.
You know,
Loving that.
murdering on a regular.
Yeah.
And hopping in and out of other sketches too. Like he just tossed a Jennifer Coolidge in there that he didn't even have. You know what I mean? He said he just learned it at the last minute. This guy
Yeah.
is like,
Well, if
you
he's
know, been
there,
doing it for forever.
use him. It's like having Bo Jackson
That's
around,
what I'm saying.
You know?
So like using Maya and Andy in that Castrato shit last week too was just like, it's all so much fun. It's the best.
I love it. I love to hear it.
It really is.
Do you still get tense? Because I heard Bill Hader once in an interview be like, I had to leave because it just made me insane. But the pressure every week is because, you know, Mark and I will hone a bit for like a year and a half.
Yeah, 100%.
But you guys, it's every week.
It is. I feel like that pressure cooker thing is like way heavier on the writers because writing and like doing comedy, number one, is the hardest thing ever. But like formulating comedy has got to be one of the most insanely like torturous procedures ever. And I thank God that I was an actor first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I don't like want that writer burden. I try to do as much as I can, but I'm never gonna like fake the funk and be like, no, I'm gonna write by myself every week and I'm just gonna get really good at writing. Like I don't have interest in torturing myself like that. But I respect them. That's why I try not to like tank sketches or, you know, giggle through things, or you try to hold back the breaking of the fourth.
Yes,
It's
people
like,
abuse the breaking.
you know, I try to laugh when I'm off camera or something, you know, just whatever I can do to kind of like ease the pain of the tension of being a writer at that place, because it's got to be insanely like pressure-ish.
Oh yeah. And I think it's bittersweet now because the world is so nutty. We got the politics, we got the wars, we got all the shooting, whatever it is. And so everybody goes, you got a ton of material. And you're like, it's actually kind of harder almost.
It really is. And like, shout out to Emil, because he finally, got his update. He's been working on that for a couple weeks, but, he finally got to do it.
Yeah.
And what a crazy time. I think he's the first, I don't know if he's the first one to like talk about like the Middle East issues,
right.
but like
Rami kind of threw it.
Oh, yeah.
Rami threw it, but like cast member wise, I remember Aristotle was somewhat doing that, but he was doing more like characters like robots and shit like that. He wasn't like talking about being like from Lebanon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, that shit's like a first for me to listen to. So it's such a tough, confusing, we don't know what to do on either side if you're not from there kind of thing. So to make a bit out of it that'll work on Update, which is like all jokes, that shit had to be tough.
Yeah.
But that's all you
think he
can
did
do.
well.
Anytime comedians start to like really try to dissect the Middle East, it's like, dude,
Go
what do
make
you
it a
do?
dick
It's
joke.
impossible.
do the joke.
Yeah, let's find it and do that.
But I saw people even like, I saw the bit and it was funny, and I saw people commenting even on like underneath, like, homosexuality, and it's like, no, he's not trying to really break down the Middle East. They're
Still a
jokes.
bit. It's still a joke.
Right.
Logic is.
So even if you're going for the joke, you're getting that is my point, I guess. So.
There is no pleasing of everybody either. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I try to tell them like, just try to relax and do what you think is funny kind of thing. But it's really hard, you know what I mean? Because they're really trying to they're trying to check a bunch of boxes for people, which is tough, because there's always going to be somebody that was just like, not funny. You know what I'm saying? Or like, go home, this shit is lame, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
When everybody else, like 99% of people are just like, yeah, good effort, you know what I mean? It was pretty funny, blah, blah, blah. Or I loved it.
Yeah.
Just above the line kind of stuff. But there's always some piece of shit.
Yep. They're out
You
there.
know what I mean? That just wants to take shots, I guess, so.
It's inevitable, but it is fun when Jost and Chay go at each other
100%.
because they kind of get ahead of it.
Yeah, them exchanging jokes is probably one of the greatest bits Update has ever had.
That's the best.
You know what I mean? It just really is one of those like, all right, let's break down these tension walls.
Yes.
For everybody being so sensitive these days or whatever, even if it's only for 15 minutes.
Right.
At Christmas or whatever.
Yeah, getting Jost to say some fucked up black stereotype, and he's just like gritting his teeth, but he's got to get it out, and Chay's just loving it. It's perfect comedy.
And vice versa. Like when Chay has to say something hyper racist too, it's just as great.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just as great.
Good times.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that you still love it. I mean, those anniversaries to me, it's just like a big love fest. Like I remember the 40 had Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
and Larry David had the line of the night.
Yeah.
Where he walked out and he goes, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. There he is.
Fantastic.
From the crowd, even.
And look at that crowd.
But it's funny.
By the
Larry's
way.
another funny one because obviously we all know how much of a genius he is. But like
look at that. Sam
he wasn't.
Douglas.
But SNL wasn't like his breaking ground. Some of these
Right.
guys, it's a long
Fridays.
Yeah, but like same with Sandler. Even Sandler made the joke when he came back. Like Norm's got one of the all-time great monologues. I think.
Look at little John Higgins
Oh, geez.
just fucking manifesting.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Oh.
Holy shit!
Like, I
That's
wanna pinch
wild.
That cheek.
Man, you want that cheek. Meadows, Vanessa, that's
What's her
wild.
face?
When did Vanessa have time to sit in the audience?
Oh, yeah,
so
there's
funny.
Meadows.
Yeah.
What's her name again? Catherine Zeta-Jones, the old entrapment ass.
Entrapment ass.
Pull that.
Get that ass under that laser.
Yeah, see, every man in history knows that ass.
Entrapment ass.
That's all we had for it. There wasn't a lot of ass play in the 90s. I feel like
it was very like
it was
taboo.
tit-based. Yes.
It was titillating. Look at that titillating.
Oh, my God.
Get that under that laser.
Yeah.
That
Every
was
guy
like
around that.
the main selling point of the trailer, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It got me.
We got to go see this one moment when she's sneaking under the laser. I don't even remember what the rest of the movie's about.
No one does.
Sean Connery being... Sean Connery. Yeah,
This was a weird part of Connery's career when he did like Finding Forrester.
It's not even a huge. It's not even a great ass, to be honest.
Late. Yeah, no, it gets flat immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the arch at first. And she's doing it blindfolded. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the arch at the back.
It's
more
the
so
arch.
than anything, yeah.
Woo,
And then pancake it.
It ends terribly. It's like Godfather 3. It started out great, and then it's over.
Beginning and end pretty solid.
Yes.
Middle is just a whole lot of tangle. Whole lot of tangle.
That's true. But yeah. So also, I think HPV oral
Yeah, Michael Douglas.
or throat
Blamed
cancer.
her.
Man.
Wow.
Come on, she was,
Doing it the right way.
that's top shelf.
Getting that cancer the right way.
You got the good stuff.
You know?
Come on.
I love it.
Oh yeah,
If you got to get it.
man.
So many groups of people
How many times have you almost left?
left the show.
Yeah. Was there ever like, fuck it, I'm out, and then you
Only
come back?
once in the beginning where I didn't really understand my place there.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I was coming from a working environment where I was a utilizable kind of tool, and then I went into a place where I was like really low on the like experience totem pole. Like doing the show was one thing, but like it's a show where people create the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's in their hands every single week. Like they're, this core group of people has nothing. There's no show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's not like they're just gonna like hit the crew up and be like, y'all got any ideas this week? You know what I mean? Like that core group of people that they have on staff as writers and cast members build this show. And I didn't have that kind of experience, and I kept winding up donut it is what I like to call it, where you just have zero in the show kind of thing.
Oh no.
And one day I just like got really upset.
Did
Yeah.
anyone help you out when you were any of the vets there? Like, dude, just like be patient or.
They all did. I mean, like not necessarily the like sit you down patience convo, but like when it was like work time, if people had an idea, they would come to you and be like, let's work on this or let's work on that or let's write something next week or something like that. And then like Higgins was great and Shoemaker was great at like kind of overseeing and pairing people. Like they paired me and Colin together and we shared an office for like 8 years.
Wow.
And that was like very helpful. So
You're like the guy in high school who just keeps staying in. You're just meeting a new.
I'm super senior.
Yeah.
I'm McConaughey. Yeah. 100%.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So 21 years. I mean, that is.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I feel like a lot of these casts kind of get taken for granted.
100%.
Like they're not really appreciated. Like it is crazy to look back and you're like, oh man, it was like Bill Hader and Kristen Wiig.
Crazy.
It's kind of
A lot of people are. It's weird how comedy is usually before its time. Like when it's really good, it's usually before its time. Like it echoes for a while. Like shit, that shit was solid. You know what I mean? Like how long have we looked back on like Richard Pryor shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For forever kind of shit. So yeah, it's weird how like The Simpsons is always like way ahead of itself.
That's
kind
true.
of, you know, like when they're really sharp, they're like constantly predicting the future or whatever, or it seems like shaping senses of humor for later on as opposed to like in the moment. Like the in the moment people have the sense of humor of the previous people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, you're like
learning the nuance or whatever.
like Michael J. Fox. Your kids are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're on stage, you're bombing, and you're like, you'll catch up to this
It
in
will
like 2
be
years.
when you understand how I got to watch
Yes,
this funny.
exactly.
You have to catch up to that.
But you feel like an idiot because you're like, I'm bombing, but you guys are wrong. But
When it was one of my favorite things in the world, like when we have a joke that we just know is going to work and it gets nothing.
Yes.
It's like, yo, what the fuck just happened? It makes me laugh every time.
it'll kill
Yeah.
a rehearsal and then
Yeah, it kills somewhere. That's how it wound up there.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's just like,
yeah, Norm is the king of that. I mean, how many Norm bombs and groans does he get? And millions of people will go back to YouTube and watch that shit later. Like that was amazing, but it's bombing in the room.
in the room, it's crazy. And yeah, it's a special place because you can watch archival stuff like that, like Eddie Murphy's first Weekend Update appearance.
Whoa,
You know what I mean? And I think it was
Gumby?
only dress rehearsal because it didn't go well because they didn't know him. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were just kind of giving it up, but he was telling like jokes that would work for anyone. You know what I mean? Like real jokes. But the fact that they were just getting to know him, he was getting smattered applause, which is so crazy.
maybe the best cast member, like pound for pound. I mean, the guy can do stand-up, acting.
Yeah.
He's funny as hell. The sketches are great. The Gumby, the Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. I mean, it's like still funny. To this day, obviously 48 Hours. Then he can do Nutty Professor. He can do Dr. Dolittle. I mean, it's
Did freaking Dreamgirls.
yes,
He's doing a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, man. Versatile.
Yes.
Yeah, and just was in it immediately. Aged, 19, doing stand-up at 14, whatever, whatever the story is.
Killing
Just
it.
crazy. Always is murdered and still has the talent.
Highly anticipated one when he came back and hosted, you think?
He was the longest prodigal son, yeah. Like, it was him and Sandler.
Yeah.
So, like, Sandler came in April.
Wow.
And then we were off for the summer, and during the summer, they announced Murphy was doing Christmas. I was like, this motherfucking Lorne Michaels is a gangster.
Yeah.
He does not take a moment off. Like, yeah, it's summertime, but I'm also going to, like, lock in both these goats in the same year after it's been 30 for both.
Hell yeah.
Insane.
Who's like who do you want that's never hosted?
Cosby. No, I'm just kidding. Who do I want that hasn't? There's a few people. Like Denzel would be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Like Brad Pitt did the cold open during COVID, but it was a pre-tape thing at his house, so we didn't get to work with him necessarily.
Yeah, he's a big comedy fan, too.
Yeah, and I think he would be interesting. Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Like
how
just
is
big,
Tom Cruise not
superstar weirdos.
I don't think he's funny.
Would be cool.
He's funny in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, that's true. He killed that role.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh,
yeah. Those legends. Wesley Snipes.
Has Nicholson ever hosted or no?
No, yeah, I mean not that since I've been there.
Interesting.
But
Get the blow for that one.
yeah, that would be.
Is it a thing like of that era? Maybe if you're too A-list and considered almost too cool, it's almost too vulnerable.
He comes from that era. Yeah,
Yeah.
We don't do television. I'm a movie star.
Right. Oh, there he is.
But he came to the 40th,
Oh, okay. Damn.
so I don't know if he's ever hosted.
Apparently huge dong.
Nicholson.
Yeah. Fucked a bunch of porn stars back in the day.
Is that right?
And they all went on Howard Stern and talked about it.
Is that why he's so happy?
I guess so. That and the
He's just
blow.
always smiling.
Oh, yeah. He is the man.
That's so funny.
Your search history is going to be great.
That search
Nicholson,
history is
big
gonna be
dick.
fun.
There it is. Well endowed.
Well endowed.
I mean, the old Howard Stern show was wild.
According to Angelica Houston.
And she's a tall lady.
And I don't think it ended on good terms with them, so she meant this.
It never does.
Yeah.
No.
That's the burden. That's the burden of the big D. When it's time to move on, they have a hard time letting go.
Well, you can't contain Jack.
Yeah, but that does get rough when you're late 80s and you're not with someone. You want to, if you're Nicholson, settle down late 60s, early 70s.
Does he have kids?
He's got kids.
Oh, he does.
But I don't think he's with anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, his kid's in a new movie. He looks just like
Yeah, that was like frowned upon.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
shit.
crazy, right?
That is crazy.
Oh, that's his son in Smile too. Got it.
Damn.
I guess he's got a big dick too. He looks happy.
He's a very happy guy. He was like a very happy guy.
Damn. I had no idea. Well, I don't think these guys, like Leo, they want to just run the clock out.
They're all the way out.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, what the hell am I doing trying to tell Nicholson how to live his life?
Yeah.
Dude, I should shut the fuck
Let him
up.
swing that old dong around Hollywood
Enjoy
for
You know,
2 more years.
somebody's powdering that thing.
That's true.
Yeah, he's got money in the bank.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Anytime there's a new Batman thing, I think he gets money.
He does. He made the best deal in the business.
Crazy.
what is he? You got a merch deal or
He
something?
got merch.
When he
got
was
back
Joker,
end.
it was like, what? I don't know what the exact deal was, but it was like, yeah, I think merch, action figures, all that shit.
Incredible.
Yeah, the VHS sales, 10 million up front, 4 million price cut, earnings
took 6
and
mil,
sequels.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
made 10
From future sequels.
Batman since then.
Future sequels. That's wild.
Genius. If only I'd done that with Fast and Furious.
Well, that's insane because no one thought to do that, and it wasn't the first time they'd done Batman. It's like, no, this is already a thing. Like, we should all be thinking like this.
Yeah.
And he was the only one that was just like, well, probably the only one that could.
Yeah, he had the
But-
pull.
That shit's wild.
Well, back then they weren't like, now we have Fast and Furious 9, Batman 12.
And I wonder if it was him or his agent. Like, who was the real business brain there?
It's got to be the Jew.
Right?
Gotta be.
Right?
What is there any movies you've had to turn down because of SNL? that you're like, shit, I wish I did that kind of?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know what they are, but like, SNL is from October to May. So like I see people that leave and then all of a sudden they're able to do like 5 a year kind of thing. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm definitely probably not available for a lot of things, but I couldn't tell you what they were. Like, I think my reps softened that blow for me and just be like, we'll save him from that, like knowing that he's going to miss this opportunity.
Right. That's nice.
But I do see them. Like, I see, like, when Chris did, what was the one that he like wrote and directed? 5 something?
Chris
Rock, sorry.
Chris. I know what you're talking about. Top 5.
Top 5, thank you.
Where he's the alcoholic.
Yeah. Like, that one I even auditioned for and then wound up not getting it. So
What?
that one stung.
Which part did you audition for?
I think Tracy's part, so it didn't really, like, sting that bad. And like that, like, of course.
Damn.
Either Tracy or JB's role, one of the two, either one of those. Like, but like, look at that cast. It would have been like,
That's a fun role.
great to have been around that Chay's. You know what I mean? Like, just like fam.
Wow, maybe DMX's last stand.
Damn, he was. That was like probably the best part of the movie too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Regan. I forgot Regan. Regan was
Norton.
the radio guy.
Amazing.
Oh, look at that.
Ben Vereen. Yeah, where it's like everybody in that movie.
Damn, Ben Vereen. What do you do when you're off SNL? Do you have any things you're just like, you don't do anything, or do you just chill, or do you have hobbies, or what?
Yeah, it's a mixture of the like balance the swing the whole other way and not really do much kind of thing. Like, I'm just on call waiting on my kids. Like, kids are getting out of school in an hour, you know what I mean? Kind of shit. And then like seeing what they're doing all day, and then like at nighttime kick it or not. Like, really feel good about going to bed and weeks off kind of shit. But yeah, hyper-normal. I don't like tinker at all. I wish I did, but no.
You're working hard enough, and don't do stand-up.
You know what I mean?
It's
a dedication. I respect it too much to like, do a special just because I have a name. Kind of thing. Like, I've always been a big fan of stand-up and have realized early that it's not my commitment to do.
You hear that, Chris Keaton? Come on.
It's a real dedication for real. And I don't think it's almost like being in the street. You can't start late.
Right,
you can't like do something else and then go do that kind of
Right. Good point.
You got to like do that first.
Yeah, you can't sell crack at 50.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to start.
You're going backwards.
Right. All right.
I saw some interview with you where you said, and I could be getting this wrong, but a manager fucked you over when you were super young?
An accountant. Yeah.
An accountant.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest fear ever.
Yeah.
It is, but it wasn't my fear at the time because I didn't know any better, and I was a minor when we gave him power of attorney. Like,
damn,
we went and like got that paperwork from the drugstore, and at the time I was like, we're in Eckerd right now, getting like legal paperwork,
notary
like documents. You know what I mean? Like out of some aisle in the fucking whatever the fuck they just had like for some reason like a power of attorney document or some shit, some doc that was able to like give them that, and it was fine until it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And then like.
Is this all that
sued in one
time or Mighty Ducks time?
It was like late in the Nickelodeon run.
Wow.
So it was like when I was like 7.
Well, as far as Nickelodeon
16,
minors, you got off easy.
I definitely did.
Yeah.
Like I went through clean because we were trailblazing. So like nobody was cocky enough to try things like that because there was no like you can just dismiss people's parents. Like our parents have been like, what are you talking about? Like we're not stepping out from anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
well, you would have been easy to catch. I mean, you were squeezable here.
People, I got my cheeks pinched, but it was never like around the business. It was always like I took a typing class in Atlanta one time.
Right.
So like, it was like people in the hood or whatever. But
damn,
yeah, it was very innocent back then.
Mm-hmm. God, it's scary, but you've been on my TV for so long.
Yeah, like my whole life. It's the only job I've ever had.
Heavyweights.
Were you just
name it?
Oh my God, that's right. You're in heavyweights.
Yeah, that shit was a good time.
Were you when they took this money from you, or when this guy took this money from you, I mean, what was your reaction? Were you just like, fuck this business, fuck everything? Or were you kind of like,
No, it was targeted directly towards that person. It was like, what a piece of shit. I will fucking murder him. And like, they just don't know. And like, luckily it never went that far. But like, I literally sat in his driveway with me and my buddy like overnight once like I found out, because the way I found out, I was buying a house, so I thought, and he didn't show up with the down payment check, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting in the fucking closing office in front of like 4 strange white people, and like they're looking at me just like twiddling their thumbs and shit, and like the time comes and then it's 5 minutes past and then it's 10 minutes past. I'm like, I don't know where. Then I start calling, he's not answering the phone.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Weirdly enough, and it's mad early, bro. Like I had to get up to do this shit and like get dressed.
Yeah.
And like go over there, and he just didn't show up. So like it was highly embarrassing. And then I like left there, blew his phone up the whole day, didn't answer, and then I sat in his driveway all night. And so he called me the next morning like, hey, are you in my driveway? And I was like, yeah, I've been sitting here all night because
there's an echo in the background.
You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, one of my neighbors told me that there's been a car in my driveway all night. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you didn't show up with like, what's going on and all this shit. And it just like unfolded from there.
And did he come clean about this or what?
He never came clean personally, but you know, the cards were on the table. Like I sued him and won, but can't collect or whatever. Blah, blah. So it's just pointless. And I moved on pretty quickly. Yeah, I moved on right away because I realized I didn't have a cushion to even dwell on. Like I just had to get back to work. I thought I was gonna just come home to Atlanta and kind of chill and work.
Yeah.
And I just like moved right back to LA and just got back to it. So,
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
It seems like a common story. Like Seinfeld, some guy ripped him off. Dane Cook's brother stole.
Yeah, there's pieces of shit in the world. Yeah.
He went back on tour in his like 70s.
Yeah.
The manager stole his retirement fund.
Yikes.
Crazy.
It's just crazy.
It's crazy. But this is back when being fat was weird.
That's classic.
Yes.
Yeah. That is a classic. And you could just, I think we squeezed that movie in at the last minute to where you could do a movie like that.
Right. It's
like
killer.
It was the last one.
I mean,
it was so good.
It's funny for an adult too, because it's kind of dark.
Shout out to Sean. I spoke to Sean yesterday, actually, on Instagram, and Sean was at the height of his being funny as a kid, age right in this movie, and just murdered it.
He's at a
shout out to Aaron. Look at the before and after of Aaron, like just started shredding himself. It's just amazing. Good dude, and it was a weird cross section of like Mighty Ducks 1 people and Mighty Ducks 2 people being in a movie. So I had my first time meeting Aaron. But yeah, we had a good time. Shout out to Ben Stiller, man. That was fun. Shout out to Judd. Shout out to all those guys. Damn, Tom right there.
Judd has been making shit for a long time.
Yeah, man.
I forget he wrote Celtic Pride also.
All that shit.
With
Judd's been in the trenches. Yeah. Covert. That was the first time meeting Covert. The first time meeting Feig. Look at young Paul Feig.
Oh, young Feig.
Feig's in there. Yeah.
That's right. He gets the girl in that one.
Pedigree on that one. First time meeting fucking Pete. Pete fucking director. He directed the Rihanna fucking Navy Robots movie.
What? Pull up. Who's the director of that? Pete Heavyweights.
I forget his last name. Pete Berg. Yeah, exactly.
That guy, oh man, I just watched this movie.
Funny as shit, and then just pivoted into being a director, like a big time movie director.
He's in that movie Last Seduction, great movie. That's an awesome one.
Yeah, he was a brilliant actor for forever. David Bowie.
Directed Hancock, I think.
Still in Mirror, like bro. Tom Hodges, Timbre.
Wow.
The movie is chock full of motherfuckers.
Jesus. Now, I assume, I know you're spoken for, but if you're a kid in these young movies, you get the ladies going, I watched you when I was 15. I burned my brain. I love you. Like Bob Saget got all that daddy issue ass.
The dad love.
Yeah. I assume, these girls grow up with you and then they see you at a nightclub when you're 28 and they're just like, oh my God.
I don't know if it's from Heavyweights though.
Good burger, maybe?
It might have been Snakes on the Plane or something.
Right, you were in Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, Snakes on the Plane, Wieners. I've been out there.
Fat Albert. Oh yeah.
We've been out there for a while.
Yeah, what do you get recognized? I mean, SNL is the main thing, but is there a movie you get recognized for the most?
I feel like Good Burger's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Good Burger's up there.
Quotable.
But yeah, a lot of all that Kenan and Kel, like Nickelodeon era, 90s era, good stuff.
Yeah. I watched it.
Yeah, it depends on the person.
Oh, you were on Steve Harvey's show? Because you do a hell of a Family Feud.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what makes it easy for me is because I know him from doing his show. Like we did it like 5 times, me and Kel, back in the day. It was good times.
Steve Harvey's a cool guy, a funny guy, but he really has one move. You know, he's on Family Feud. He goes, "So what's something you put in a woman's vagina?" And a guy goes, "A dick," and he goes. Does the big eyes, and then he won't even let the guy talk.
That's what I like to call his ham time.
There it is, ham time. Yeah. That's it.
It's ham because he's looking, and they give him softball, beach ball toss-ups.
Yes.
Now, because it's in the answers even now, they're just looking for the active moments for Steve to just go off on a tangent for seven minutes. The greatest one that I watch on a regular basis. It's tucked into like Family Feud's like greatest moments or whatever kind of thing. But it's when this guy gives the exact same answer in his answer as the question or something. He's like, if the question is like something about the White House or something like that. And then he's like, oh, if you don't want someone to stay somewhere that's not the White House, where would you put them? And the guy says the White House or something. You know what I mean? And he goes off on a fucking tangent for fucking 12 minutes. It is the greatest shit ever because he's going back and forth with this other guy who has like a loud laugh, and it's like a...
Hey, this season of football, stop being a baby and play some bets on the game already. With MyBookie, it couldn't be easier. With promos like weekly risk-free boosts, even if you've never bet on anything in your life, you can definitely handle this. If you're not a huge football fan, you can still get in on the fun. MyBookie has tons of games you can play, like blackjack and European roulette. Love MyBookie. I'm betting on the Pelicans, the Saints. Sports are back. Trying to make some extra money. What?
You're broke if you're doing
I am totally broke. New Orleans stinks. We know how to party, we know how to drink, but we can't throw a ball. Here's to a great sports season, no matter what it is, with MyBookie. When you're ready to get started, just click the link in the show notes, sign up, and you're ready to bet. Use promo code DRUNK to double your bankroll with a 100% deposit bonus right away. You heard that right, 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000.
That's good.
With code DRUNK before you even place a bet. If you've been betting with MyBookie already, it's time to check out MyBookie Plus, their new loyalty rewards program that can help you earn cash just for doing what you do. Here's a pro tip to get you rolling. The NFL teams with powerhouse offensive lines are dominating the run game this year, and betting game total unders has been printing money. Bet anything, anytime, from anywhere with MyBookie.
But it's MyBookie.
It's my butler.
What a push gig, though. Jesus Christ. You just bang these out, you make all this money, and you're done. You probably get a whole year's worth done. In
my man, he does it in 2 weeks.
Crazy.
Wow.
The whole season, like maybe a week and a half, only because he takes breaks. Like he could really do the whole season in like 5 days or something crazy like that.
Damn.
Because he's got it down to like, he's also a workhorse, so he'll do 7 a day.
Yeah, because I think he has a talk show as well, and then he had a sitcom, he does movies, he wrote a book. I mean, the guy's insane.
Printing money.
Yeah.
You when you did LeVar Ball, was that your idea, or do writers it to you?
I can't remember where that one came. I think we were all kind of aware of him at the same time. We were all kind of like, have you seen this guy? And like, maybe I brought it to Chay and them, or maybe Chay brought it to me. I can't remember. But anytime somebody like that pops up and it's just like claiming crazy shit, or has got a crazy voice and just got a crazy story, it's ripe for update.
Yeah.
So I always get very excited when people like that just pop out of the world, because it's sad because he's been quiet. You know what I mean? I don't have anything to make fun of, but like the rent is too damn high guy was the same kind of thing. Unbelievable. Like what an unbelievable character. He like looks like the Lorax. You know what I mean? And like it has all these Agent Orange conspiracy theories. That's why he wears gloves.
Whoa.
You know, just like a real character. Like there's real characters in the world. It's the best.
Well, you're good at capturing these, because these guys are all over the internet. Like the latest one with the the chicken sandwich.
Oh yeah, you got to
tasting.
pull that one up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's so ripe. It's all over TikTok as these guys.
Yeah.
And somebody had to
And
do a
it's
joke.
Keith Lee.
shameful.
Shout out to Keith Lee, man.
It's shameful that we all recognize these.
Yes.
Yeah.
Soul food in Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That's nasty.
In the car is perfect.
In
too.
the car. It's so good.
I
But
used to have a
like,
bit about one of these. I had a bit about one of these guys, and I ran into one of the food guys, and he's like, "You have a bit shitting on one of my friends." And I was,
Oh, damn.
but I'm like, but it's playfully shitting because I do know it.
yes.
Like
yes.
I watch it. You see the boom guys. Like we all know them.
Right.
yeah.
It's crazy that this is all. Like you think you have this For You algorithm, but then it's just we all see the
It's
same
everybody.
shit.
the exact same shit. The fact that these are popping up in my feed like it's real. That is so funny.
Yeah, and you have a moment of like, you think people will get this? But it's actually the most shit we see is this. So
I think the Please Don't Destroy guys wrote that one.
oh no, those guys are
Yeah,
great.
they're funny.
So yeah, that's just the beauty of the show, taking reality and then satirizing it, but making it look just like itself. You know what I'm saying? Like when Kiki hosted and we did the Keaton and Kel like reboot thing sketch or whatever, which was her idea, by the way. Shout out to Kiki. And they rebuilt Rigby's, the fucking grocery store I
yeah.
grew up in. You know what I mean? The fake ass set. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like, what a fucking mind blow.
How is Kel?
He's great.
All right.
Yeah, he's in LA. You know, being a family man. You know, that was a year and a half or 2 years ago. And it wasn't that long ago. So
When you're doing
he's
these
good.
characters, are you able to do them? Do you have to find something you like about them to mock them? Are you able to do it if you don't actually like the person you're impersonating?
yes, I mean both. Like if I don't like the person, it's a lot more fun to take them down a notch kind of thing and like showcase, you know, what we find to be somewhat ridiculous or exaggerated as far as like what a normal person should seem like. But yeah, I try not to do any, you know, super duper malice, but at the same time I am poking fun at people's existences. Like I realized a little too late that Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't like my approach.
Really?
Because he considers himself to be probably very cool in his
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that motherfucker wears fedoras and shit.
That's true.
So I think he thinks he's very cool. He's tall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a big guy. But my approach to him is so,
That's great.
my take on him, like he's just so, when he talks, he's just, that's what he sounds like to me. You know what I mean? Like very educated and nerdy.
Yes.
And
Scientist.
he gets off on the solar system or some shit like that.
Right.
I talked to him once and I kind of overheard him being like, yeah, so that was, you know, like, what's up with, like, you think I talk like her or some shit like that?
Really?
Wow.
And I was like, oh, my bad, bro. Like, I was going kind of hard in that direction of making you a little nerdier than you think you are kind of thing.
Wow, you got to exaggerate it a little. It's
Look at that
comedy.
fucking vest. Come on.
You got to make a choice too.
You know?
Like
Yeah.
it's like a caricature. You see some of these caricatures in the New Yorker or something, and you see someone's nose like, and you're like, yeah, but the guy had to make a choice.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the thing that stands out kind of thing.
Exactly. That's funny
But it's
already.
also like I'm looking for the fun. Like, I don't know what the fun of talking about the solar system is, except for maybe he thinks it's erotic.
Is there anyone else
Black
who got
hole.
pissed?
Steve didn't love it in the beginning. Like,
Harvey?
Yeah, he's another one that, like, you know, considers himself pretty gangster. You know,
Right.
from Cleveland, like grew up rough kind of thing or whatever.
I see that.
So not to be just mocked like that, but it, you know, it wasn't like mocking. It was more kind of, I don't know. It's an homage, if you will,
Yeah.
of the existence of that person, and that kind of a presence. Your tone, your vocal tone, has a presence. You know what I mean? The way
Yeah.
you are, it just, you know, it rubs off on people. So that's why we do impressions of people.
It's sad when a comic gets annoyed because, like, you know what this is. Like,
Yeah,
Neil,
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it, or Trump, you know, you're like, all right, you're not a comic, but a
Right.
comic should get it.
Yeah, you should just get it. But also,
Yeah.
One thing to hear a joke about yourself is
Yeah.
another thing to watch someone pretend to be you.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
You know what I
Because you're
mean?
like, is that how I come off?
Kenan Ivory Wayans Arsenio was probably the craziest thing ever.
The long fingers.
Long fingers, big butt.
Yeah.
When did Arsenio have a big butt? At
Right.
what point? You know, it was just like walking around acting like that. I don't think he ever did. But
Yeah.
that was his take on him for some reason.
The flat top. Yeah, that was great.
Oh my God. Shit is hilarious,
I
bro.
didn't even notice he had a huge ass. Is that real?
Yeah, he padded that for that character, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Arsenio was the skinniest guy ever.
Totally.
But it was the craziest shit.
Oh, that was a big and living
So,
color guy.
Who were your guys growing up that you really looked up to?
These guys, that whole Wayans family for sure, Murph, like everybody on the black side of things that's done it pretty obviously. But Jim Carrey, I feel like, is one of the greatest performers overall.
Yeah.
Bernie was great, but like that's what I'm saying. Everybody on the black side is good. Learned about like George Carlin and those guys later, and then, like the SNL, alumni for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, Chris Rock said he had the problem where he couldn't get any airtime.
Yeah, he had a tough year. That's why he was only there for a year, but he still was able to find one of the greater sketches with Nat X. Like, it was always the best thing in the show.
Yeah.
And it was just brilliant, you know what I mean? And it fit him and the time, and it worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a tough time, Tracy had a tough time for a long time. Like, it's weird that like him and Tim Meadows weren't closer than I would like them to be in my mind. You know what I mean? I think that everybody that works there that might be black should be in the brotherhood in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should all be close. But, they're two very different people at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the two most different people.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Like, night and fucking day. But to me, that doesn't matter. Like, I get along with whoever. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just, they both, chose based on a reaction, you know what I mean? To be like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting, so I'm just going to go over here and do whatever.
Well, I could see Tim Meadows reading a book and Tracy Morgan yelling, "I'm going to get you pregnant." Water and wine.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to read.
Yeah.
I said I'm going to get you pregnant.
Damon doesn't get his due as a hilarious guy. Like, Homie the Clown was amazing. Men on Film. He did the homeless guy, I think kind of predating Tyrone Biggums.
Oh, yeah. Damon was the original star.
Yes.
He was a great stand-up.
He was like, he had a rough time on SNL too. Like another I don't even think he did the full season. It was like 6 weeks. It was some tough story.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a tough time because it's another. I want to say, stand-ups have a tough time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
It's because you're going from an individual pursuit to an ensemble pursuit. You know what I mean? And it's tough for stand-ups probably to play the black ground, if you will.
Right.
Also, it's like, yeah, you're right. It's like going from like tennis to playing baseball or something.
Yeah, and being in the outfield.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just like, you get your moments, but it's not as cracking as the infield or something like that or whatever.
Attell used to say all his sketches when he was a writer were like, a guy walks into a room, there's a microphone,
So you like to do stand-up is what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, there was a Harvard kind of old school vibe, I think, back in the old days.
Yeah.
With the writers.
That's what Jim Brewer used to say when he was on, right? That he was like, oh, I'm not like one of these, Harvard guys,
Yeah, and it's probably tough to match wits or have your wits on display. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I was done with school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
We were like all in the sandbox. But like, no, like motherfuckers is really not going to laugh if they don't find it impressive.
Yes.
And to make it impressive is like usually something that has to be really smart or some sort of reference that is eye-opening to people. And it can't be the same old thing. Like, it can't just be, a black reference for the sake of the second time or the third time. The first time it's like, yeah, okay, cool. Thanks for like enlightening us or whatever. Second or third time it's like, why are you excluding people in your thought process? Like, you should be thinking just overall a dinner scene between a father and a son or, a family arguing over some shit. You know what I mean? As opposed to like specifics based on like visual culture things or whatever. Because that's when like you start leaving shit out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you know, you're getting pocket laughs as opposed to like whole room laughs. You know?
Right.
It's hard, I think, for stand-ups to think like that.
100%.
Even want to engage in that. I didn't know who George Harrison was when I started over there. You know what I mean? Like I knew the Beatles, but I didn't, like, our stage manager Jenna had a George Harrison like cartoon pin on. You know what I mean? And I was like, "Who's that?" She was like, "George Harrison?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, still like asking the question. And she was like, "He's one of these, like, there's like My Sweet Lord and blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Oh, okay." But I genuinely didn't know that name. And that is a big name in a white culture, I would say. So it's a whole lot to take on while you're also trying to figure out your career and if it's working and it's live. You know what I mean? It's just a lot going on there. So I understand when people get confused or they start butting heads with it because it's not the normal situation, you know what I mean? Especially for like stand-up, like that's a fish out. If they had no acting experience kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's you cheat out, you know what I mean? Downstage, upstage, all this extra shit on top of now I got to also engage in, you know, and try to learn about like all these other cultures I may or may not have ever been interested in doing. You know? Like, I never had a super duper Beatles interest, but only because I grew up like listening to Motown and gospel and shit like that. It's just I didn't know kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I felt like I was missing anything until I knew I was. And then once I knew I was like, oh shit. So I feel like that can be daunting to people, and that's why they might have a tough time there.
You got to learn the cheat out, or as we call the Dave Grohl.
You know what I'm saying?
But like Mulaney said when he auditioned,
you guys got rim shots, right?
Mulaney said he did a 5-minute stand-up set when he auditioned because he was like, I'm not an actor really.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. You know what I mean? And I think they do as good as they can with trying to ease that transition, and some people take to it and some people tank to it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the best stand-ups, I think, from SNL were the Weekend Update guys, like Kevin Nealon's, Norm Macdonald,
Dennis Miller, Colin Quinn.
That's the
Chay.
That's the forum that's just like, it's just jokes. You know?
Right.
So it doesn't matter about blocking. There's no blocking.
Has anyone ever left the show? Because a lot of people leave the show to go do movies or a TV show or whatever. Has anyone ever left the show, kind of fizzled and tried to come back? Is that allowed?
I don't know if they fizzled necessarily. They only like left and came back successfully at all that I know of is Parnell. Parnell was let go weirdly, was doing very well.
He's good.
And then continued to do well or something and was asked back or something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, he's the only like left and come back that I think I'm aware of.
Yeah, he's on a ton of movies.
Yeah.
Didn't Daryl Hammond come back for a second too?
Yeah, I think he does the announcements.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's back for the announcement. I don't know if he ever like left the show in his run though.
Oh, Donahue left. I never heard of him.
He's a writer, right?
Oh. Okay, interesting. I just feel like some people would freak out and be like, fuck it, I'm going back. It's almost like Brooks in Shawshank, you know? He's like, hey, you got to get me back in there. I can't live out in the world.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, Brooks was here.
Yeah, when you're watching movies and stuff in your free time, is it comedy or do you shift to drama?
I'm all over the place. There's not enough comedies anymore. Like it's there's no comedies to be seen right now.
Here.
It's so sad. Like I'm always waiting on like Seth Rogen or somebody to do some shit. Mm-hmm. Like that's been the mainstream thing. Like or Kevin, you know, like Kevin and The Rock is like.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Jumanjis is what we get nowadays.
Yes.
As opposed to like, you know, some sort of road trip or something.
Right.
We just watched Road Trip last year. It holds up, man.
Right. I just miss the. You know, kind of like, not as far back as Airplane, but those guys that would do those kind of movies or whatever.
Totally. I mean, Joker 2, that was Todd Phillips, the GOAT.
Yeah.
And he's making a fucking musical.
Even if I see Vampires Suck is on, like, I'll watch that shit.
Yeah.
It's just like they're being just silly and dumb. And
yes.
Like, of course, the classics, like the Tropic Thunders of it all, but like that's where it felt like was the end of the road for like the freedom of wanting to be funny kind of thing.
Yeah, scary movie.
Like we used to have Austin Powers.
I know.
That was wild.
There was 3 of them.
That's insane.
Yeah, there was a couple.
Yeah, I'm looking for that era, but I watch whatever. A lot of horror movies. Mm-hmm. Not so much drama. Like I don't feel like crying. I guess.
Yeah.
But
well, we wrote a movie. We wrote a classic kind of raunchy comedy.
nice.
Trying to get it out there.
We'll see. We're working on it.
I mean, the basketball is a thing.
love it.
It should be allowed to be done.
Yes.
Like there's supposed to be freedom of speech.
It's weird too because everybody goes like Blazing Saddles is a classic, and you're like, well, then let's do it again. Let's do
That's
that
what I'm
type.
saying. Like let the audience tell you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they keep trying to suppress, but then you have the Shane Gillises that pop up out of that suppression. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's
In the
like-
moment, did you think like we're making a mistake by firing him in that moment?
I didn't really know much of the story, and like it's above my pay grade what they do with people's lives and careers like that.
Yeah.
But if it was squashed between the people, then that's as far as it should have gone. But it's definitely weird not to give someone a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a chance to say their piece, a chance to whatever kind of thing.
Cool they had him back eventually.
It's cool that he earned that regardless. Like he got to that point in stature, career-wise or whatever, that it made sense to have him back. You know what I mean? And like, he was a nice guy. You know what I mean?
Sweet guy,
Trying to
funny
figure
guy.
out
Good guy.
how to match how he grew up to sensibilities. You know what I'm saying? Which is what everybody's trying to do.
And I think that was it 2020, 2019, whatever time that was when he got the axe. That was like kind of the height of everything being.
And being like super
I've talked about it
Yeah.
before, but there was a list on CNN of people who have been canceled this year, and it was Weinstein, Cosby, and Shane.
That's crazy.
And it's
fair.
like, you know,
how is he on the same level as those guys?
pretty unfair. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Shane's not nearly as funny as Cosby. Come on. Yeah, Shane is great. It was really unfair what they did to him.
Yeah, that was ugly. And I think Lauren felt it too.
Yeah, and the fact that it seemed like he and Bowen Yang squashed the beef.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like if
If there was even any beef. I don't even know if there was.
Right.
But,
Kobe beef.
you know,
but yeah, no, that was a
to
cool
decide.
moment. And that's a stand-up who crushed on it too. But Shane is definitely like not your traditional stand-up. Mm-hmm. And he'd made those sketches that.
Oh, yeah.
but I feel like it might have been tough on him. You know what I mean? Like watching him host, and like if you watch the show, he's pretty similar in every sketch, and that takes a toll on a few different things. It takes a toll on the audience, or eventually, like just things start to become milder in reaction, kind of thing, and that starts to fuck with people's heads, kind of thing. And then when guys are just have a stand-up base as opposed to like an actor base to rely on and play any character, like I'll play a fucking tree in
yeah.
you know what I mean? But I feel like stand-ups, like if they're not getting the pop from when I say something and I hear the pop of a laugh or some shit, I think it starts to like spiral motherfuckers out.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know the old Rodney story on Caddyshack?
I was just thinking this.
Rodney was on Caddyshack. He's on the set, and he leans over to, I don't know, Chevy Chase, and he's like, I'm bombing out here. This is crazy. And Chevy's like, it's a movie. We can't laugh at you. We can't laugh at the jokes.
I'll tell you, this crowd's
Start
rough.
panicking, like I don't know what the fuck is well, why am I here?
Right. He's on a golf course like, oh, shit.
Do you have an all-time favorite host when you've been there?
Hanks is up there, Chappelle's up there. You know, like Chappelle is just like one of my favorites. You know, just legendary from Killing Him Softly on.
Yeah.
And like I was watching him before that, but like that was the diamond has been formed out of the charcoal moment for me, and then on into the show or whatever. So just a hyper fan of the dude, and then got to actually be around him because he started hosting the show and shit. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then Tom Hanks is just one of the nicest fucking people on the planet. It's insane how someone can be that infamous.
Baby blood. He eats baby blood. And
Yeah, you know, that's what it is. It must be the sweetest blood on the planet. But yeah, he's just a genuinely like hard-working, works hard at being a nice guy kind of thing.
Yeah.
he seems it.
It's genuine, but he also works at it.
Also fascinating. The two sons are like a Meadows and a Morgan. You know, they couldn't be more
polar
opposite.
opposites. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a white rapper and then like a clean cut.
Yeah, Chet is Tracy.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know Chet because I guess he only hangs with rappers. But Colin is a good dude.
Yeah, and a good actor.
A hard, great actor.
Great on Mad Men.
Yeah, great
Orange
actor.
County, that was kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Great in Jumanji. This motherfucker popped up in Jumanji. I was like, yo, he's a gangster. That's real, like, I'm an actor shit.
What was the most uncomfortable episode with the host you had?
With the host, I mean, the musical guest one was the crazy one. The Ashley Simpson shit, that was the craziest thing ever.
Lip sync.
Yeah, that was the craziest shit ever.
I was watching that live.
It was a sad night. You know, it felt very sad. Like, no matter what happens, like, who gets the blame for this, it's not a good look on her. She is the symbol of the moment. You know what I mean? And there's no escaping it for her. She can't be like, they fucked up. It wasn't me.
Right.
It's just like, no. It's on your back, and like it's been revealed, and this, that, and the other, and like
why did she do
she's
that?
Not the only person. I just inexperience, I think, because she was in her second probably year of being a performer from her sister's shadow kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
and just had probably never had that happen before. You know what I mean?
Milli
And
Vanilli moment.
Full career derailing.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
It is crazy because when you go out there, like Mark and I used to joke about this, you know, you have a bad late night set when we were starting out, you know?
Yeah,
like
there's another show tomorrow.
It's all right. Not enough people watch this shit anymore, but people still really watch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that went around.
I guess if you really fail.
Yeah. There's a couple.
Oh, everybody's
late
waiting on the train wreck. Look who everyone covered it. Look at all those like outlets that covered that shit.
Mark Maron used to always say, like, if I have a killer special, no one gives a shit. If I pee my pants up here, it's going viral.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? And I guess she just didn't wrangle the moment. She didn't just be like, stop. What the fuck is going on? Blah, blah, blah. Get it right. And then actually perform. And that would have cleared that whole thing. But the fact that she just like let it go and like did a dance, you know what I mean? And then they went to commercial.
And it showed she was kind of given this and wasn't prepared. You're right.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was tough.
So let me ask you. We do stand up, and I feel like sometimes I'll write a joke and I'm like, this is gonna kill, and then it bombs.
Yeah.
You guys have sketches where you're like, this is going viral. I mean, this is the one, and then it doesn't get what you want.
That happens a lot. Like, we talk about that dynamic between Wednesday and Saturday, the two different audiences, because Wednesday is a comedy minds audience. You know what I mean? Like, they are the brains that carve current comedy.
Yeah.
So when you please that room, sometimes you're miles ahead of Joe Q public.
Right.
So like things will go really well on Wednesday and tank their fucking ass off on Saturday, and it's the worst thing ever. So like anytime something goes really well on Wednesday, I'm like, all right, calm down. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just make sure that bridge is connecting to like regular people, because a lot of the time it really doesn't, and it's so confusing.
Yeah.
It's like, where did we lose them? Why do we love this so much? And they could care less, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you guys came to see a comedy show, right? This is comedy. And sometimes they just don't attach to it at all, kind of thing.
But then when you're doing Black Jeopardy, you must be like, this is gonna hit.
Yeah, those are kind of impervious. The ones that the more jokes, the better.
Yeah, of course.
Like the ones that are just like joke. Yeah, it's just too much to be denied. There's pockets where it gets weird or quiet or whatever, but there's something coming behind it or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But when you're doing like just a sketch that's, you know, about an office or a conference room or, you know, an apartment, conversational party, you know, just, you got to sell it. Shout out to fucking Emma Stone, who might be one of the greatest ever.
Wow.
Like, watching her do that Mama Cass thing last year was one of the greatest things I've seen a host do. Like, she's so committed. I told her, I'm like, you don't undercommit to anything. And there's a few people that are like that, but she's so effortlessly locked in on everything. Like, she does not half step ever. It's crazy.
Yeah, our
like
friend,
she is like, watch any one of the sketches she's done, and she's hosted 5 times.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to choose from. Like, she's always in it. She's never like weird in it or like smirking or anything. Like, hyper committed. So like that shit right there.
Oh, on the right.
What? Incredible.
And what a deep cut too.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's committed, and she's not necessarily under the radar, but I don't know if people understand like what a treasure she is.
Oh, she just won Best Actress. She's crushing.
That's what I'm saying.
Didn't she win twice? She's
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, really?
Like, motherfuckers aren't like giving her the Meryl Streep treatment like they need to.
Mm-hmm.
Has she hosted while you've been there, Streep?
I don't know if she's ever hosted. That's another one that would be super fun. Is she
Old
dating
school.
Martin Short, or is she dating Martin Short?
What?
What is that?
Is that real?
I don't know.
Pull it up.
I keep reading about it.
Wow, good for Shorty.
And I keep reading about these rumors, and then Steve Martin weirdly like may or may not have confirmed on his Instagram. I was like, Steve Martin's got an Instagram,
There's a lot to process.
you know?
Wow. Just friends. I don't buy it.
Shit. Go-
Yeah. That was one day ago, so they actually had to put out a statement.
All right. They're definitely scissoring.
Isn't Meryl Streep married? I thought she was.
I think
Is she
it's
married?
over.
Oh.
Boy, imagine getting double teamed by Short and Martin. That's not too shabby.
Just ribbing each other the whole time. Like, can you guys get back to?
Yeah, strangers in the pussy.
We got to ask you because you've been famous for a long time. Any Diddy party invites?
I've never been invited to the Diddy parties, man.
Hey, there you go.
I always felt some sort of way about that shit. I'm just kidding. But no, I'm thank God. I never I don't do the crossover music business thing. Like, my buddy writes a lot of music and shit like that, but I hate the studio. I can't sit there and listen to like that process over and
No.
over and over again. It's not for me. So,
Just workshopping like
yeah.
their words.
the whole thing. Like, they listen to the track a million times and they just build it like in layers kind of thing. And it's just it's the most minuscule building. Like, it's like doing a movie in a night kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because everything is just piece by piece by piece by piece by piece.
Yeah.
And the end product, yes, is great. But getting there, man, is like I can't do editing rooms. You know what I mean? I can't watch them recut a scene and rewind it and
Right.
and just adjust it just a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, the fucking sound effect doesn't match the hand on the door. Bullshit. I can't do it.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, well, that's one of those things kind of like a Catholic priest where you're like, what the hell? He didn't touch me, but now you're glad.
Very, very. But they get 880.
Yeah, the list is bananas.
880 mils.
What?
Yeah, and it's just one city's diocese, I believe, that's putting that out, right? Is it
Wait,
just
I didn't
Boston?
know about this.
Yeah, they just settled for 880 million.
Holy.
The LA, just the LA Catholic Church.
So funny. I didn't
giving
know
out
if
$1
you were
billion.
talking Diddy or the whole church.
Diddy and the church together are giving out $1 billion.
Whoa.
It's so crazy.
That's a lot of tip.
That's crazy.
Tip basket.
What do you mean just the Los Angeles Archdiocese is giving out to 1,300? That's awful. Like, what is happening over there?
Yeah.
At least at Diddy's parties, these victims might have got to meet Jay-Z or something.
Right.
Yeah, something.
Bieber.
I mean, this is way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just Father such and such.
Makes you respect Scientology. They keep this shit buttoned up. Because, they're doing weird stuff
They're
in
not
there.
paying for shit.
Yeah.
They're good at silencing.
They really are under wraps. It's impressive.
Miscavige, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say the name not to be said.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise. I mean, that guy's not even human.
He's retiring. I feel like he's stepping out of the church. He's
Okay.
starting to want to be more of an individual.
Like he's given them enough, they might let him go.
I don't know if they're going to let him go, but he's definitely been distancing lately. Like, he doesn't talk about it much, you know what I mean, kind of thing. It's not recruiting the same kind of way. They've actually been very quiet. Like, they don't have a new spokesperson kind of, it was
right.
Travolta and then it was Tom Cruise. And like, since then it's like kind of been nobody. They're also just a real estate portfolio.
Right. Well, they had Will Smith, but then I think he got a little wonky with the slap.
Yeah. Got a little, but what is that? What was that? That was the craziest shit ever too.
Yeah, well, that goes back to the piss my pants thing. Like, Chris Rock couldn't have had a more exposure than that.
Yeah.
Damn, Danny Masterson.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is not a good roster.
A bad roster.
Yeah. No, their roster's not great.
Yikes.
Damn.
Well, I'm joining.
Signs you ups. You want to be successful.
And Archer.
Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh.
You got Nancy Cartwright from The Simpsons?
Oh.
Is that Marge or Lisa? Which one is that?
Dougie Fresh.
That's Bart?
That's Bart.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Of course it's Bart. Of course it's Bart.
Yeah, you nailed it.
It's always the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only want the juice.
Wow, Simpsons is not enough. You need to join a cult.
You're right.
They're young, probably.
I guess so.
She might be generational. There's a lot of people like that. You forget how old Scientology is.
That's true.
That's just been around.
L. Ron Hubbard.
He's just a dude.
I know.
I guess you could say the same thing about Jesus, but he's not really.
It's my favorite joke from, like, Bill Burr's one of my favorite jokes. Is like, your guy's name is Ron?
Oh, yeah.
Your savior's name is Ron.
Yeah, it's true.
That was a good episode of SNL.
Oh, yeah.
He's great. I think he's just a brilliant mind and like a brilliant speaker of his thoughts. That's why I like Dave so much. You know what I mean? Just free thinking and like knows how to speak that funny. Basically.
Yeah.
It's great.
Now the annoying 20 minutes or 60 minutes question.
Yeah.
Do you get, because Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle, both guys we just mentioned, both had a moment on stage in the monologue where they're like, Jesus, you guys are that sensitive? Like, at one point, Dave Chappelle said, sorry, Lauren, I thought this was a comedy show.
Hilarious.
It's such a great line.
Yeah.
But, like, Bill Burr's set went viral. He's trashing white women. You know, he's just doing Bill Burr. And everybody's like, this is crazy. This is so offensive. And you're like, this is SNL. This is where Chevy Chase said the N-word. This is where, people went after it.
Yep.
Did you find it's a little touchy over there?
It's touchy everywhere. You know what I mean? And, like, that audience comes in and, like, there is some clutching of the pearls. There was clutching of the pearls on Nate. And I'm like, you guys are clutching pearls on Bargatze?
The cleanest guy.
You know? Exactly. So.
But also, the weird thing is, you're doing stand-up first.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing the road. We get a little warm-up. I mean, I guess you guys have someone warming up the crowd a little, right? But
with us all, I mean, Chay does, like, exit procedures.
Yeah.
And trying to be in a funny way kind of thing, like, welcome to the show-ish. And then I sing a song, but, like, it's not a night of stand-up, no. It's not a traditional thing, because most hosts still just do a monologue that's sketchy. Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes they'll sing, sometimes other cast members will come out, you know what I mean, and do, like, Beetlejuices.
Right.
And also that it's live. The fact that we've been there, too, where someone had a live audience, like, knowing they're being taped.
Yeah.
Like, we're taping. We do those shows sometimes where you're like,
I don't know why stand-ups choose to do that, honestly, because it's so not a forum for that. Like,
you mean like Chris Rock's special?
Like, any stand-up that hosts the show when they do stand-up monologues, I'm like, always like, he's taking a big swing on that, like, relying on this audience who has probably been doing whatever all day.
Yeah.
To really be there for you to support this brilliance that you're throwing out. They're not going to receive it and support it the way you think they are.
Right.
Unless you're just on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like,
I feel like they used to, though. Like Carlin, Pryor, Andy Kaufman, Steve Martin. They all did stand-up on SNL back in the day, and it was
uproarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just the time.
Yeah, it's just the times. I think everybody's just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, what an awful note to send the show on if you don't crush that monologue too. Because that's your fastball.
Heavy ass train to get back rolling. Yeah, it takes a while.
But to answer your question, I think we do it because it's all we know. You know, we're like, this is my thing. It's like you put a beaver somewhere, he's going to start making a dam.
I love that shit. Like, I love watching the host dressed in the next sketch, just waiting on the next sketch to start, just thinking about that monologue.
That's so true.
Like, was it good? Like, in the dark, we're all talking before the lights come up. It was like, what you think? I thought, we were like, it's great. It was funny. It was like, I don't know if they really, I don't know if they were really feeling it or not.
Is it?
Shake it off.
Is it ever a fight with, I don't know if it's S&P or whatever, but is ever a fight, whether it be like Louis or Burr or Shane, any of these, Chappelle, when they do the monologue, is there ever pushback where they're like, you got to let me say this line?
Yeah, as long as it's not against the censors, I'm sure they butt heads about the material. But Lauren's pretty good at being like, good luck. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you want to do, like, everybody knows better, basically. Like, you know what's offensive, you know not to curse, you know what I mean? You know not to, like, hyper go at women unless you really have a point.
Right,
you know
right.
And type shit if you're a man.
Mulaney might be the best monologue, modern monologue guy. He can tap dance around the laser beams. The writing's always great. It's pretty clean.
And his attitude is like, I don't care if you laugh or not, and it works.
It works.
You know what I mean?
And his voice is almost out of place in time.
Yeah.
Right.
And that it serves it because the monologue's kind of at a place in time.
Yes, it really is.
True. And he looks
So
good.
yeah, he's like, if you want to butt heads against him, he's just like very good at being like, okay, like have fun with that.
Right.
We'll be here next week.
Well, we don't want to keep you because we know you got to pick up your kid. But man,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm gonna
Thanks
go
for
grab
coming
them.
by, man.
Yeah, man,
It's been
my
fun
pleasure,
to tell
man.
the
It's
story
great.
with you,
Great
getting to know
combo.
you.
I'm looking forward to part 2.
Hell yeah.
We'll go pick up.
Come
this
by at
combo,
night
man.
sometime. We'll have a drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys do a little party in here? Just
Oh,
a
yeah.
little spot.
And if you audition for our movie, we'll think about it.
Thank you.
We'll Chris Rock you.
I'm not above auditioning.
No, come
Let
on.
me fucking just give me 2 or 3 takes to get it right.
Well, yeah, dude. We're excited. I mean, hopefully you're on SNL as long as you could do it, man. You're crushing.
Thank you, man.
So,
Hell
Thank you,
yeah.
man.
I wish
Yeah.
you were my dad.
It's good times. You know?
great app with Kenan. Catch us on the road. I'll be at Hilarities November 21st through 23rd in Cleveland. Then I got a big bus tour starting in February. So we got Charlotte, Richmond, Philly, Washington, D.C., Bethlehem, Tulsa, Austin, Dallas, Houston, New Orleans, Memphis. Memphis could use a fucking bump. Jesus Christ, Memphis, help me out. Knoxville, Nashville, Birmingham, Atlanta. I could go on forever, but it's samuel.com/shows. Yeah, you guys see it there. It's going. I'm going to the West Coast. I'm all over. I'm probably coming to your city. So just go to the website, punchup.live/Samuel or samuel.com/shows. Buy tickets from those places. Don't hit us up like tickets are $150.
Yes.
Not through our sites, they're not.
I get a
Mark,
lot of that.
where are you going to be, bud?
Hey, Poughkeepsie, right uptown, 30 minutes away at the Bardavon Theater, Torrington, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina. My Asheville date was moved because of Helene, so we'll rebook that. NOLA coming downtown, hometown, Providence, Rhode Island, jumping in the Comedy Connection to run that hour. Wilkes-Barre, Inglewood, New Jersey, Houston, Dallas, Phoenix. Doing clubs there. Get those tickets. Nashville. Doing the Ryman. Very exciting.
That's one of the best.
Oh, yeah. So, get tickets in Nashville. And, get Bodega Cat. punchup.com/us. Bodega. We might be drunk. Tell a friend. Queef it up. See you at Diddy's.
Love you guys.
Sunday's the day for my next offender. A bit of Piva wreck, you know the beer juice close. I've had a little too much bourbon, and Norman's talking shit about the fucking Pope. And I get down in the same way. Up on the roof like a cop's coming, and naked Samuel is feeling dangerous. I'm out to lunch here in New Orleans. This woman doesn't look like I remember her, and I